Hello and welcome to today's video, which is going to be focused on the full moon. Obviously I do my reading video which goes out at the start of the week, but this one's a little different. It's a journaling exercise and meditation for today's full moon, which is also a blue moon, meaning it's the second full moon in the same month. It's also a super moon, so it's a super full blue moon, which means that it's the way that the Earth and Moon are tilted means there's this closest distance between, or the shortest distance between each other, which means that the moon can seem brighter and larger in the sky. And obviously its energy and its magnetism and power is more powerful for us on Earth. So really powerful day. It's a good day for letting go. It's a good day for letting go of emotional pain, old wounds, grief. So we're going to do a little bit of stuff around that. But it's also a really wonderful day for manifestation, really powerful. So this is going to be a short video. I invite you to grab some paper and a pen or pencil and also get somewhere comfy. So for the meditation bit, you can either be lying down or seated. For the writing bit, obviously, you'll probably be sitting up. So we're going to start with the journaling part of this meditation. And the things that we're going to look at, first of all, are the question I want to offer to you, and you can write this down, or just the answer is, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Obviously, you can't necessarily change who you are. I am Becca Handley. I'd have to go down some serious routes to change that fundamentally. But who do I want to? How do I want to show up in the world? How do you want to show up in the world? How do you want to feel? What do you want to be experiencing? What do you want to bring to this planet? What do you want to bring to the people around you? Maybe it's about bringing something for the animals, for the climate, for the environment. What is your purpose? This big full moon in Pisces is getting us to look deeper. It's making, I think a lot of us have realized that material success, instant gratification, those things alone are not going to make us happy. You're constantly chasing that kind of carrot dangling in front of you. We've got to start accessing the deeper parts of ourselves and that sense of purpose and what we can bring to the world to feel more fulfilled, more full up, and fill those those gaps inside of us. So that's my first opening question, and it might be something you could do now or over the next couple of days. Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What do you want to experience? What do you want more of in your life? And that leads me on to our next question. What is holding you back? What is stopping you from stepping into those experiences, that way of being, that way of feeling, that way of expressing yourself? Or what's still limiting you from feeling your inner power and that magic that is you? So that's our next question. And the third question is, what would you like to manifest over this full moon? And it could be something of an inequality. It could be more inner peace. It could be more better health. It could be something to do with experiencing more joy. It could be something to do with your work. You're ready to bring something in. But also, that can involve letting something go. So those are our opening questions. Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What is standing in the way of that? What do you need to let go of, or what do you need to embrace? And sometimes it's about embracing our light. It's about embracing our power. A lot of us have been, particularly women, have been taught to be afraid of our power, or to sort of disown it or be ashamed of it. And that goes, it's been throughout history. But this is the generation, this is the time. Generations of women now are starting to step into their power, reclaim their power, and speak their truths and shine. We are here to shine. Men, women, whatever gender you present as, whatever race, religion, sexuality, you are a divine being made of love and light, and it is your birthright to shine. Okay, so this moon is really asking us, what do we need to do to help us to shine more, to kind of let go of the shackles and the things that keep us small or scared or not enough? It's a powerful one, isn't it, folks? That's why I wanted to do a video. Okay, so that's going to be some journaling points for you. You could stop the video now and do some journaling, or you could come back to it after the meditation. A few other things I thought to mention. Oh yes, it is a powerful time for letting go of grief. So another little exercise or ritual you can do if you've lost someone in recent times, or even if you feel like you've lost a part of yourself, grief is involved. So it can be a lovely thing to do under this full moon, and it doesn't have to be tonight, it can be the next couple of nights as well, is to create a little table, a little altar, placing a picture of that person that you've lost, maybe an object to do with them, maybe some flowers and some crystals. You could write a letter to that person telling them how much you love them and how much you miss them, and pop that on the altar. And just send some time, light a candle, and just spend some time there, maybe in meditation, just feeling that sense of healing, letting that little light in that candle heal you, the full moon's energy heal you. And then it can be quite a powerful thing to burn that letter or rip it up, and then let that energy, let it take it to that person's spirit. So that's another little thing I wanted to just introduce. If someone's going through a sense of loss, or you've lost somebody this year or over the last few years, and it's been kind of coming up, that sense of grief has been coming up, it's time for healing, and you can support yourself. And obviously it could be also a time to get some support from somebody else. So yeah, let your heart heal over this full moon. Moving on to our meditation, so making sure that you're now going to be comfortable, seated, lying down, whichever feels good. If you're listening to this at the end of the day, it could be a nice thing to do in bed. The most important thing is that you're warm, comfy, that you feel safe. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few moments to do that before we start this meditation. Okay, so if you can, closing your eyes. If it feels uncomfortable or not okay to close your eyes, just keep your gaze soft, like a kind of hazy gaze, so you're not focusing on things around you, because we want to start to draw inwards. And it might be a nice idea to place one or both hands over your heart center, like so. And just take some breaths. If you're lying on the bed, start to notice the sensation of the body on the bed. If you're in a chair, notice the sensation of the chair underneath you, maybe the support of the back of the chair, and start to feel that sense of heaviness, kind of letting go, maybe making your exhalations a little bit longer than your inhalation. So breathing in through the nose, if that's available to you, and taking a soft, long breath through the nose or mouth. Inhaling. And exhaling, long, soft breath, slightly longer than the inhalation, calming your nervous system, and just allowing your body to start to soften, to start to relax. Sometimes at this point in the meditation, you can realize that you're quite tired. It's okay. You might find yourself yawning, sighing. You might start to realize parts of your body are feeling a bit niggly, a bit tight. So just notice. Try and see if you can create some softness around those parts of the body, maybe that need a little bit of attention and TLC. But come back to your breath. We'll do a few more nice inhalations and exhalations. You can keep your hands over your heart, or you can let them rest in your lap or onto the bed or onto your belly, if that feels comforting and grounding for you. So I want you to imagine, if you can, and don't worry if you can't, because it's up there, this big, bright, full moon up in the sky above. And we're going to start connecting to that beautiful light. And it's a silvery white light. And start to see that light flowing from the moon down to you, maybe coming to the heart center, maybe coming to the mind if you've got a particularly busy mind, or you've been suffering from anxiety or worrying thoughts. Just start to connect to that moon energy. Let that moon energy start to find you, start to find that sense of healing and letting go. Keep coming back to the breath if the mind is traveling away from the meditation. Visualizing this light now covering your head, your chest, down onto your belly, your hips, and all the way down your legs to your feet. So we've really got that lovely connection to this beautiful full moon, full of power, full of healing, full of wisdom. And as with the journaling exercise, I want you to just think about what you would like to bring in over this full moon. Something that you would like to experience, whether it's an inner quality, something to do with your health, your relationships, your work, personal projects. Maybe it's about accessing creativity on a more regular basis. Maybe it's about finding more of a connection to your intuition. Just think about what you would like to bring in, because we've connected to that moon. That moon's energy is strong. It's listening. It wants to bring these things in. So it's up for us to set our intentions for this meditation. And then I want you to imagine that you're standing, if you can, imagine that you're standing in front of a large field. There is a golden gate in front of you. The moon is high above in the sky, shining light down upon you in this field. The whole field is illuminated by moonlight. And on the other side of this field are your dreams, are your hopes, things you want to bring in, the things you want to manifest. But as we move through this field, we might start to notice the things that are blocking those manifestations, those dreams. And it could be an internal state, it could be a limiting thought, it could be self-doubt, it could be a lack of confidence. So as we move through, we're going to start to open that gate and walk into that field. And I want you just to be aware of things that may be holding you back. And they might not present as objects or physical things, it might be just a sense. But when you reach something, and even if it's just a sense of something like ill health or low energy, just stand with it for a moment. Let that moon energy come down and cleanse and dissolve and melt away these obstacles. Find a connection to the light and let that light melt away any doubts, any worries. And when you feel that sense of melting, of dissolving, you can start to move on through the field. And then maybe something else is showing up. Maybe it was something you hadn't even thought about. It could be something that you didn't realize was in there. Just notice again, be aware, try not to overthink, and just let this moon energy come down and again start to dissolve and melt this obstacle, whether it's internal, external. You might notice that a person's in your field, and that could be something to be mindful of. And obviously we can't necessarily dissolve someone, but it's about thinking when you come out of the other side of the meditation and into your lives, maybe it's about taking some space back from that person, or it could be a situation, it could be a job, things that you didn't even realize were holding you back. This field has that wisdom. So we're going to keep moving through this field, stepping forward in this illuminated light, noticing anything that comes up on our path that is ready to be released. Anything that your deep psyche wants to show to you that could be holding you back from moving forward in the direction of your dreams. I'm going to be quiet for a moment now and let you just move through this meditative field, feeling that light, keeping that connection to the light, moving forward, just being with the things that present themselves, allowing the light to illuminate those things for you. And when you're ready, you're going to find another gate at the other side of the field. And on the other side of this gate are the things you want to bring in, are the way you want to show up, the way you want to feel, the things you want to manifest. And you're going to open that gate and step into the new. And trust that everything is timing, everything is unfolding for your divine purpose and being on this planet. So remembering that some things might not show up for a while, and sometimes the universe has other plans, but it's wonderful to have intentions, to have goals, to keep us moving forward, to keep inspiring us to do our spiritual work, our meditation, our journaling, to give us a sense of light, to reach for the light. And just allow yourself to feel that energy of the new as you stand with these dreams and manifestations and qualities, feeling that new pervade you, sink into you, filling every cell, every part of you, your heart, your mind, your soul, with this sense of possibility and the new. The full moon is directly above you, sending that light down, dissolving any old past hurts, wounds, blocks. So just allow yourself to be bathed in that moonlight as we move towards the end of this guided meditation for today's full super moon. And now we're going to start to become aware of the bed or the chair or the floor beneath you, starting to become aware of the sensation of air on your skin, becoming aware of your breath, Turning your attention to your breath once again and inhaling the cool inhalation through your nose or mouth. And as you exhale, just find that sense of final release, final letting go. Take your hands back to your heart if they're not there already, and just take a moment to acknowledge and honor the beauty and wisdom of your heart space. Send some love to yourself. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe just draw your ear down towards your shoulder on both sides. And then maybe have a last stretch or anything that feels good for your body, particularly if you're lying down, you might want to hug your knees in. And then very gently open your eyes and come back to the room and come back to the now. I hope you enjoyed this meditation. Feel free to write down any of your insights. They might be useful now or later on. It could be good to keep a record of the things that presented themselves. Keep the faith. Keep moving forward, knowing that the light is working for you always, even through the challenges. Thank you for joining me. Take care. If you like this little meditation, maybe share it with a friend or give it a little thumbs up if it's on YouTube. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I wish you glorious full moon blessings. One love.